Hi there. How to make good decisions? Is there decision making that works? A process that you can follow and rely on it to come up with a good decision? It's important. Decision making in life, succession of decisions. And because we attach such an importance to decisions, decision making, it makes it even more difficult as it is, and it's difficult already because of all the thoughts that are pulling us in all different directions. What to do? Shall I do this or not? What direction shall I take? Shall I marry this person? Shall I take this job? Shall I study? Is it time for me to change environment? And so on and so on and so on. And guess what? Engagement with the thoughts. A thought overload. So many different thoughts that are pulling us in all different directions at the same time. Do this, do that. No, do something completely different. No, something else should happen. Yes. And reasons for this, and reasons for that, and reasons for doing it, and reasons for not doing it, and reasons for doing something else. If you write them all down, you'll come up with a whole book of reasons. That makes decision making extremely difficult. How to choose what to rely on, which thought to rely on when they're coming so quick and fast in succession. They never leave you alone, and they change all the time. So how can you possibly base a decision on a thought? Well, what else is there? There is still mind, time in between the thoughts. For those of us who are familiar with the channel and already practice now thinking, getting away from thoughts, we know exactly how that works. For those who are new, please, if you feel so, have a look through the channel and find the videos that show you how to practice no thinking, getting away from thoughts. And then, using this, start making good decisions. You have a question in mind, and then you set yourself to practice, and you practice. And when you're comfortable, in between the thoughts, when you're sinking into the still mind, into this gap in between the thoughts, sinking more and more, and you're comfortable with it, you contemplate your question. Sit on it, contemplate it with a still mind. Always that, always like that. Never attach to the thoughts when you're making decision. And when you finish your practice, you might already get the knowing, absolute knowing about what is the course you need to take, what is the decision you need to make. There is no other way. That is the only decision that you need to take. And it will be completely clear to you. If it doesn't happen after one practice, after one sinking into the still mind and contemplating the question, you repeat it at a bit later in time. Maybe later in the day or next day. But you can rely on it, that the answer and clarity about your direction, exactly what direction you need to take, that and nothing else. And it will be settled for all times. No regrets, because it's the only possible decision. Because you see in life, relying on thoughts and thoughts being as they are, changing all the time and so on, we make a lot of bad decisions. And there are bad decisions that we regret for the rest of our lives. And by taking thoughts away from decision making, we can really start making good decisions that are the only decisions possible, that are in sync with the core of your being, with the natural being, with peace, with balance, with harmony, with what is. And for those of us who are a bit more into this so-called spirituality, we will know that making decisions away from thoughts already also takes away the karma, the past karma and the future karma, which is an additional plus. Sum it up. The only way to make good decisions is to make them away from the thoughts. Contemplating inside the still mind. Because once you stop attaching to the thoughts already, you're part of the stream. And there are not any more decisions whatsoever. The stream takes you where it takes you. And everything that needs to be done is done. Without any decision making. There is no one to make decisions anyway once you're in the stream. But till then, use decision making in contemplation inside the still mind. Thank you all.